no delay, but for me there's this big delay. So I'm just using my E004, and I'm going to do the face first. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I am making this card for my brother. What I was saying when I lost sounds, if you heard me or not, that I have been making cards for lives, and I've been making them kind of foo-foo-y for our lives, because I know that, well, you know, flowers and things are what people love to see, and the bows and all that, but this is for my brother. So this card is not going to be as foo-foo-y as my other cards, and I hope that's okay. You know, this washi tape was from a paper pumpkin. I used to get the paper pumpkin kits when I was a demo, and that's from one of my paper pumpkin kits. So I love washi tape, but I hardly ever use it. I don't know why not. Okay, so that's my E00, and I'm going to go in with my 000. Kind of do a little bit in the center of his face, but lightly. I'm very heavy-handed, so I have to try to be very, very light touch. Anyway, this is for my brother, and he is older than me. He is, I don't know, about 10 years older than me, 10 or 11 years older than me. And he lives at Wilmington Island, which is the island. Oh, I hope that I haven't lost you, because my, I hope I haven't lost you. I don't know. It looks like I might be frozen. I don't know what is going on. Oh, there we go. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? And hi, Sharon. I should say hi, Gail. Hi, Dawn. I know you guys were on. My computer, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to maybe call about my internet. I don't know. I'm using a little bit of E004, and it will look better once I do his hair and pull the color a little bit. I always think it looks really harsh. I don't really like it when I use it. I don't use it as much on the faces because I don't like how harsh it looks. But anyway, my brother lives at Wilmington Island, which is off of Tybee. There's Savannah, Georgia, and then you pass Thunderbolt, Whitmarsh Island, and then Wilmington, and then you hit Tybee. So this is the island that is just right before Tybee. And there's actually a Little Tybee also, and Little Tybee is a reserve for wildlife, and it is actually larger than Tybee. So if you've ever been to Tybee, Little Tybee is actually larger than Tybee. I got just a little bit on the glasses. And like I said, I'm going to do his hair, so that will lighten this up quite a bit when I do the hair. Make his face look a little bit lighter. I always think it looks so harsh while you're doing the face. And I hope you can still hear me. Oh, you like the quote? This is actually from a Unity kit from a 2007. Here it is. I put my Unity kits on, oh my gosh, plastic. I laminate, and I put it on here. So this was actually a 2017, May 2017 kit, and that's where I got the sentiment for this one. I love my old Unity kits. I wish that I could still get my Unity, but I cannot. Anyway, this is going to be for my brother. I try to send him a card every once in a while. He has had some health issues, and so I try to send him a card every once in a while. He's not very affectionate, you know, because he's older than me, you know. So it's not like we lived together for very long. And, you know, he's a bachelor. He's never been married. So he doesn't like touchy-feely, you know. When he gives me a hug, I about fall over because it's really not him. Now, I am doing his cheeks. Even though he's a little boy, I do like to have some rosy cheeks. So I am going to do his hair, and I'm going to go ahead and do it so I don't, because the hat is a suede, I'm going to go ahead and do his hair and kind of get it out of the way. So I'm trying not to get my head in this camera. I'm sorry. So what are you guys doing on this fine Friday night besides watching me? Did anybody go out to a nice dinner or anything? We have very few restaurants here, but we are getting a, I think it's called a Texas Roadhouse. I don't know how to be, but we are getting one. So that's kind of exciting news for our little town. All right, so I'm just doing the hair. Then I'm going to go back in with my E00. Just kind of go around right here a little bit, because I always feel, or 000, E000, I just feel like it always looks a little harsh to me. There we go. All right. So, oh, homemade chicken soup. That sounds good, Dawn. Homemade chicken soup sounds really good. Okay, I am going to do his glasses next. And then after I do his glasses, I might do his wheel. And then I'll take that washi tape off. I just don't want to risk the image being stolen. I would feel bad about that. And maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it's just our imaginations. But I don't want to take the chance. Because I think these artists, they work so hard for what they're doing. And I just don't want to take the chance. Sharon says that she's going to go over because she'd like to have some of that soup. Okay, I'm using my warm grays. I'm using W0, W00, and W2. And I don't know, my phone has locked up, so I don't know if I'm still live or not, but I hope I am. So anyway, I'm using the W0. I'm going to go in with the lighter color first. Oh, thank you, Robin. You know what? I kind of alternate because I do boys every once in a while. One of my favorite cards that I did recently was a Lily of the Valley image. It was one of the vintage boys, and I just loved it. And I actually do quite a few little boys because I have a little boy. So I like to do little boys images because I give it to him. I was looking for that image that I had of the little boy. Okay, so I put the lighter color in first, and now I'm actually going to go in with my W00, which is my warm gray, W00, and I'm going to go in. I'm just kind of doing, see the edges to try to make it look like glass. So I'm just kind of, see, going over it. And I will do this a couple of times. And I'm using my W2. Actually, we had meatloaf tonight. I had made it the other day. And we had leftovers. And my oldest here had a girl over the other day. And she had some. So that was kind of nice. And thankfully it tasted okay. Because, you know, you hate for a new girlfriend to have something and think, gosh, this mom doesn't know how to cook. But it turned out okay. Sharon, I do think you could freeze the frame. I do think you could freeze a frame and still. I'm using the W00 and still the image. I do think you could do that. I don't think it would look as good as the original, but I do think you could probably do it. All right. So I might, let's see, I might go in there just a little bit more with this one. And this is the W2, because I want it to look a little bit more rounded. And it could be our imagination. Maybe it doesn't happen. But I know one of the artists had asked that people put pencils over, and I thought that was in the way. So that's why I came up with doing it with the washi tape. Because that way it's not in the way, you know, of our hands. I just thought that would be easier. And I think that Sharon had mentioned maybe using a napkin. So I just thought it was easier. Okay. There we go. Pretty happy with his glasses. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this. You know, it did tear my paper that one time. I think it's the lights. So I'm going to go ahead and move this. And I'm going to go ahead. I hope I'm still in frame here. Not that technical. Pretty technical. You are. You're pretty technical. I'm going to finish his strap to his goggles. These are goggles. My brother actually flies a plane. His little plane. It's a little plane that he flies. My dad was a pilot. And, well, it's actually how he passed away, was in a plane crash. So at first I was a little bit hesitant about my brother flying again. And, you know, but he did it, and he loves it, and my dad loved it, and, you know, I guess we all, our lives all end some way, so. I am using a C2, C5, and C1. And I'm just going to pull this out just a little bit. See, I'm just pulling it out to kind of give it some depth. And I am using gray. This is the cool gray, where the lenses I use the warm gray. And now I'm going to go in with C1. You use your iPad because it's easier. Yeah, you know, I actually, at school, I have a an attachment where I could use the iPad, but I use that for my students, so I hate to take it from the classroom. I mean, I bought it. It's my money. I bought it. But I hate to take it from the classroom and bring it here, because I have it set up so that they can film. They do little films in class. Because we work on presentation skills, and so I hate to bring that, take it away from them to use for my personal use. You know, I got these all on Amazon. They're pretty good deals, all these different tripod accessories. Now I'm going back. See, I'm kind of going backwards. Instead of going out, I'm going in, just so that I keep that darker color on the strap. So that is what I'm doing. Okay. So, oh, sorry, Sharon. So sorry. Now, I am doing the wheels with black and red for the centers. Only because I kind of, I don't know, from childhood, think that the little carts and things that we played with as kids, I had a lot of red and black on the black enamel, red and black enamel on the wheels. So that was my thinking. That's why I was doing it these colors. And then I'm using Sweet Sentiment paper, which I do love Sweet Sentiment paper. I think I like the sparkles on it. I do need to find something that maybe is a bit less expensive, though, because I make so many cards that maybe it's a little bit of an expense, and just save it for special cards. I haven't really decided. So I'm just going in here, and then I'm going to do the tires. Probably doing this a little backwards. There is a reason I'm doing this. It's because the the black and the red bleed. And that way, if it bleeds into the wheels, it's okay, because I'm going to do the tires in a grayish color, and that way it'll blend in. So that's why I'm doing that. And so I am using this N4, which is a natural gray 4. And I am using that on my tires. See? And see, this way, my thinking is if the black bleeds, it's okay, because I've got this gray and I'll pull it in. So that's why I do that. Now I'm trying to get a little bit closer. I hope that I'm not, kind of look at myself, hope I'm not blocking your view. There we go. There we go. I kind of get quiet when I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Yes, I do like Crafter Companion marker paper, and I do have some, but I have a hard time getting it because it's such a rural area. I just really got lucky when I got it. I got it at Tuesday morning one time when I was in Indianapolis for a doctor's appointment, which is about 3 hours from here. So it's not something I can easily get. I could order it, but paying for shipping defeats the purpose of a bargain, I think. I don't know, Crafter's Companion in the U.S., the customer service is a little bit slow. I'm still waiting on an order from about, it's probably been 3 weeks now. Okay, so what I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to do another layer. See, it's already, I don't want to write on this. It's already darker on the bottom than it is on the top because I've done more layers, and I'm going to go over it one more time after it dries. I don't want to, I have found with my sweet cinnamon paper, if I do too much with it, it will kind of bleed a bit. So I'm glad Gail found us. Have you tried hammer mill? I haven't tried hammer mill. I don't really know. Is it a cardstock paper, Gail? I don't really know about hammer mill paper. If you maybe you could send me the link and tell me about it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do the hat, and I am doing it in this light suntan, which is E13. And I'm going to go back in with a darker color after I get it kind of started. I'll go back in. I thought this looked like suede. My dad had a flight jacket, which I still have it. I have it. I've got a lot of his things. And he had a leather flight jacket that was this, it was leather, but it was this lighter color. And that's why I'm doing him in this color with his hat. I'm just kind of thinking about the things that my Dad used to wear when he flew, and the goggles were one of the things that he wore. I forgot something on these goggles, so I'm going to stop in just a minute, and I'm going to take care of that before I forgot to go around the rims, and I'm using the N4 to go around the rims, and I got to be ever so careful because it's very, very thin. See, it's very thin. I did this image at 3.5 because it was a wider image with the airplane, and I wanted it to fit on my card. I would have preferred to do it at 4, but since I am mailing it, I wanted it to fit on a 6x6 card. If I go any larger than that, it will be difficult for my brother to receive it, because out on the island they only have post boxes, and I don't think a larger one would fit very well. And he would have to go pick it up. They'd leave him a little ticket to go pick it up, and I don't want him to make any extra trips. His post box is not on the island he lives on, so I don't want him to have to make any extra trips. So again, see, I'm just going over the bottom part more than once so it darkens it up a little bit. Okay, now I'll go back to the hat. Oh, Gail, what, Gail, let me see. I'll try to catch up on my messages here. Yep. Of course, my phone froze up. I have to wait till it unfreezes. Sharon Noble. Gail it's in the Bestie group, wink. Oh, Hammer Mill. Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you so much for posting that. I will look at that. I didn't realize about another type of paper, so I will try that. Because it does get expensive buying marker paper and using it as much as we do. Although I've been using markers. Oh, I see some hair that I didn't color. We have been using markers quite a bit compared to what I used to do, because I kind of go in stages. Sometimes I'll do a lot of watercoloring, and other times I do a lot of stamping, and you know, you just kind of rotate what you're doing. I actually think this is a piece of hair here too. Let me pull that out. There we go. Anyway, I kind of rotate around what I do, I think. When I do Unity, you know, you're doing a lot of stamping and maybe some ink backgrounds. Just kind of, I get on a kick and do different things. All right. So now I'm going to go in with my darker color, and I am using actually leather E39, and this is a original. See, I was telling Dawn the other day that there's original and there's sketches. See, and the originals are kind of cubed shaped. And I ordered those actually by mistake, but it's okay, because for detail work it's kind of nice, because it just has the bullet point and then the bigger nib. But it's okay, because for detail work I kind of like it. It's, you know, it's okay to have it, I think. So I'm just kind of going around here. I'm going to do the little piece up here. And then I'm going to come down here. And then I'm going to blend the two colors together so that I have a bit of a mid-tone. That way I have my dark and my light and my mid-tone. You know, as you're, as you are, I hope I have not lost you guys, because it says error loading. I don't know. Let me try this real quick. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to kind of marry the two colors together. And what I do is I take my end, and I take this one, and I just take the larger end, see, and I just touch them together, and I just pull the color out like that. So see, I call it marrying it together. I've heard people say have the markers kiss. I don't know. Didn't know what the proper term is, but I'm just using it to create my mid-tone. And I'm just gonna come in here like so. Who says that? Like so. And marrying it together again, just so I can kind of do my shading a little bit. And just pulling it out. And actually, once you start putting a second coat on, you know, it becomes a bit darker anyway. Then you got to do it all over again. So, like so. Like so. Okay. Now, if you know anything about aviation, my dad was a air traffic controller in the Army first, And then when he used to like flying the little engine propelled airplanes he built. And then later he went to flight school and became a pilot, and he actually taught for Embry-Riddle University, which is, in the aviation world, is kind of a big deal. And he had a little Cessna airplane. So aviation has kind of been in our family. And when I was in the Army Guards, I was in a heavy helicopter unit. So there we go. I'm just kind of going back in. There we go. Okay. Kind of not happy in this one place. I'm going to go over it again. That's the beauty of the markers. You can do it, you know, you can keep going over it until you're happy. So I'm just going to I'm going to turn my paper, pull this out a little bit so I can try to be happier. There we go. I might go back over it again. There we go. All right, so next I think I'll start working on his scarf. That's what I'll do. I'll do his scarf. And I did his scarf actually in this B16, and I also used my B12. So I use these two colors. And so I'm going to turn the paper, trying to keep it in frame. Like that. Actually, I'm kind of honored that Gail is watching because she's pretty busy right now. She's got, you know, kind of exciting happenings going on. She is packing up and going on a new adventure, which is wonderful. I love new adventures. All right, so this is my B12. I was just fixing my lids. I have a bad habit of putting lids on the wrong ones. So I'm pulling this out. And then I am going to take my B000, my 000, but I am going to try it on another piece of paper. I'm going to take off both ends because it is pressurized. I'm having a little problem with one of my markers kind of bleeding, so I'm trying to be careful. Yeah, I think it's this one. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm going to go back in again with my B12 and pull this out just a little bit. See? Just a little bit more. Put a little bit more on the end there. And go back in with my lighter color again. There we go. Just kind of pull it out. There we go. All right. Just pull it out just a little bit more, like that, like so. And then I am doing his shirt in green, and I am using, well, it's a yellow green, YG06. YG06. I feel like I'm not keeping up with the Love Hell. She's amazing. Love Hell. And hoping she moves well. Oh. Okay. Yeah, my phone keeps freezing up, so I'm having a hard time reading your comments. It's like I'm coloring blind is how I feel because I can't really read the comments. I'm sorry about that. But you know who's so entertaining is Sharon and Gail and Dawn, so hopefully they're kind of chit-chatting. Now I felt like see, here's his seat. See, it comes down and there's the wheel. I just kind of felt like this was still his shirt right here. So I made it his shirt. I don't know if it really was or not, but I just kind of felt like it was. I'm using G28. just a smidgen, just a little bit, and up here. Then I'm going to pull it out. So just a smidgen, and over here on his elbow, just a little bit right in here, a little bit right there, and just a smidgen right there, and maybe a smidgen right there. And then I see something else I didn't do. I didn't do his hand. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. See? Kind of have it be my shade and my mid-tone that way. When you pull that out, see how that kind of works? Yeah, there we go. Just kind of pull it out. And over in here, I just put a little dab down here because it's such a small spot. There we go. See? There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to do his steering wheel, and I actually did this also in the N4. And I have repeated a lot of the same colors because you don't want to use just tons of different colors. You want to pull it kind of together, so you don't want to do tons of different colors. I mean, I'm already doing a lot of different colors. So I'm just doing his steering wheel. There we go. Now I'm going to go in and do his hand because I forgot to do his hand. So I have to find my markers again. I had moved them off to the side, and I have to find where did I put those markers, because oh, here they are, because I had moved them off to the side. See, I forgot his hand. There we go. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit darker color right here on the edge. There we go. And I'll pull that back out. Like that. Like so. Now, I don't know if Dawn's still taking names or not for her card exchange. And also, is it Crafters United? Is that the name of the group, Sharon? Is doing a Christmas card. Yeah, it keeps freezing for me. I wish for Jeannie to come over at night and pack everything. Oh yes, wouldn't that be nice? I would love that too for you. I know it's hard to move, very hard to move. All right, so I am going to go in with my I'm going to go in with my lighter color, my BG 000, which is aqua, Pale Aqua. Isn't that what? Yeah, Pale Aqua. And I'm going to go in and do the airplane, and then I am going to do some shading on it after I get it colored in. And I'm hoping I'm still in frame. And there we go. So I'm just kind of coloring it like so. Like that. That's the only thing. If this image was bigger, then there's a lot more to color in on here. I see another little spot right here. There. I'm gonna come back to my a little bit darker. Gosh, I'm missing a lot of these spots. There we go. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you don't hear the water. I have a pipe right overhead. I think my husband's doing dishes, so you're gonna hear the water keep running. I'm sorry. I'm in the basement, and right above my head is a pipe. We have not had a lot of luck with our plumbing this year. We just had to have our bathtub upstairs in our bedroom fixed, and the toilet downstairs in the bathroom here in the basement fixed. So we're having issues with our plumbing all over this house. We just had bought this house a year ago, so it's like now everything is breaking down. Okay, so I am going to use B12 right here, and I am moving my paper a little bit, and I am just going to pull up a little bit here. I'm going to go back and forth between this color and my B000, and then I'm going to do like I did before. I'm going to kind of marry it together. So, like so. So I'm going to take this BG00 and just kind of pull it up. So I'm trying to, while it's wet, pull that up. And what I'm trying to do is do my shading, the bottom to be a bit darker than the rest. So that's what I'm trying for. So I'm just going around like so. Then I'm going to take my marker like this, and I'm going to pull up. This is a way to create a third color as you're building your marker collection. I just buy so many a month, so this kind of extends it a little bit. Today it's very cold here, and I thought it was that the baby had to get a shot today, so I got her all dressed and took her out in this very cold weather, and it's not till next Friday. But we're having an Arctic blast on Tuesday, so the weather's going to get quite chilly, quite cold. It's already pretty cold. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing a second coat here and pulling this all up. There we go. And I'm going back in here and pulling that up. All right. Now, I am going to go in with my B16, which is a much darker blue, and do this little, I think it's the door. That's what I think it is. I think it's supposed to be the door. So I'm going to go in like so. There we go. Like that. And then I'm going to take my B12 and go in the middle. There we go. Like so. All right. Now, this is the fun part. I'm going to do the, let me do the pipes, and then I'll do the fun part, which is the, right here, the fire spitting out. I thought that was rather fun. So I am going to use for my pipes, I'm going to use a little bit of C5, C1, and C3. So I'm going to actually take my lighter color and do my pipes. Oh, Stephanie, it's cold where you're at too. Where are you at? I'm in Indiana. Where are you at, Stephanie? Our weather change. You know, they say if you don't like the weather, just wait 2 hours and it will change. And that is the truth, because on Friday it was raining, and then it got cold, and then it snowed, and then it warmed back up all in one day. So it is quite true. We have really, Tennessee. Oh yeah, that's right. You're not that far from me. We were talking about how if I want to go and do something, we often go to Nashville to go do it, because that's not that far. And someplace else I love to go to is Chattanooga. Oh my gosh, I love the vibe in the city in Chattanooga, right by the river and all. It's so cool. I love it. It's really neat. It actually, the feeling downtown by the river actually reminds me of Savannah, being out on the river. The way there's a lot of restaurants and the downtown, and just kind of like a happening place. It just I don't know, it reminds me of that. There we go. So now we're going to do the fun part. We're going to do the fire, and then we'll do the stars. So with the fire, I used Y35, Y13, and Y06. And what I did is, well, we'll go back to that. I laid down a little bit of the orange, and I tried to just kind of, flick it through. And then I took my my Y13, and just kind of pulled that out a little bit more. What I was trying to do was think of this as in thirds. That's what I was thinking of. And then I'm going to take my lighter, Y06, and see, I'm pushing it in instead of pulling it out. So that way I don't drag the darker color in. You know, I don't drag the darker color out and mix it together. So I'm pushing it in. That's what I'm doing. So there we go. See? Now I'm going to take my Y35 again and kind of go over where I was at. See, I did just like a little bit here, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go with my Y13, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that out just a little bit. And then go back in with my Y06 and then push this in. So that way it keeps that vibrant, bright yellow is my idea. Now, I am going to use this Y38. Y38, which is honey. And I am using that for the stars, which are right here. So Y38. I didn't do the whole thing. I just kind of did it like this. And I went in here like this. Just kind of did the one side of it. And then I take Y17, which is golden yellow. And oh, you got married in a hotel there? Oh. I've been married 11 years now to my second husband, and we got married here in town. I had just started a job. I had started a job, and I'd only been working for a week, so I didn't have any vacation time. So I just got married on Saturday. We stayed at a local hotel, and my friend flew in from California, and her boyfriend, or at the time he was her boyfriend, now he's her husband, had never seen Amish people, and we have a very big population of Amish people here, and so we ate at an Amish restaurant all together. Then my husband and I stayed at a local hotel, and then had to go back to work on that Monday. So I thought that was kind of funny that was my big old wedding night. I'm going to use E11 for the seat. And this can come in. I felt like it, kind of keeping that theme of the leather is what I was thinking. That a lot of times in planes, if you've ever been in a small plane, and I'm using E33, a lot of times in small planes there's lots of leather seats, and the steering wheels actually often have some leather on it. So I'm just going in like that, like so, and a little bit more. Okay, we're almost done where I'm going to assemble the card. Now I used, let me find it. It's E40 brick white, and I use this here on the front because I felt like this is supposed to like steel on an airplane. You have a lot of aluminum on your plane, aluminum and steel, and it's shiny. But from flying, it does get dirty, and you do shine it back up. As pilots take great pride in their planes. But I felt like this should be shiny, and so what I did to try to give it iridescent look is what I was thinking. Is I took G000, which is a pale green, and I just lightly, very lightly, pulled it through, because I think when something's iridescent, it kind of has very light color going through it. So that's what I was trying to achieve. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but that was my idea, is to make this look iridescent. I'm not sure if that worked or not. I am going to plug in my phone. I just noticed it says it's low. So there we go. Hopefully I didn't lose you when I did that. So I don't know if that made it look iridescent or not, but that was my idea. Like for me, when I'm looking at it, it looks that way, but I don't know if that looks that way to you. Okay, I'm going to go back in a little bit with my, and then we're going to assemble this card, BG00. I'm going to go back in just a little bit right here and pull this color a little bit more. I don't know if you've used sweet sentiment paper or not, but I don't know. I love it. Absolutely, it's like my favorite paper. I absolutely love it. But I do feel like the colors absorb a little bit, and you have to kind of go back in and work with it a little, which is okay. I often go back in and touch up my cards a bit. So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to assemble the card. And like I said, I was keeping it a bit simpler, because this is for my brother, you know, and he's not the touchy-feely kind of guy. I do love him. And I already have cut and made my card and every card stock, you know. So, oh, I just lost something. I hope I didn't lose anything I needed. So I am going to take my art glitter glue, which is my favorite glue to use. I like using it because then you can move it around. You can move it around. This is bezel paper that I'm going to use for the mat. And then this is craft cardstock that I bought when I was in England. I bought it, a whole big packet of it, and I've just been using it and using it and using it. It'll eventually all be gone, but it's nice and, see, heavy duty. I really love it. I just think it's great. All right, so I'm just going to pop that on. And the reason I like to use glue is because then you can move it around. And then I am going to put this on. I think I'll do it with the stars more up at the top. And I am mailing this. Normally I would pop this all up, but since I'm going to put it in the mail, I don't want it to, I don't know, fall apart. If I put it in lots of envelopes or, you know, do too much to it, my brother will make fun of me. So I don't want to do too much. So, and now I am going to mat this. Again, I'm just using my glue. It is just great glue. Like this, like so. And I'm going to put this on here, and then I've got my sentiment. So I was going to do it maybe like this. That's what I was thinking. So I will put white. I'll cut white paper to put inside so I can write him a note. So I'm going to do like this. And this is a little simpler card. Not everything has to be all foo-foo-y. I used Stays On ink when I stamped this. So here we go. Memories take us back. Dreams take us forward. And I am going to put it on. I thought I would do it like this. Kind of a, see, kind of a zigzag that way. I thought it was more eye appealing. Now, if I was going to make this for a little boy, for a kid, you know, I'd pop it up and I'd do a little bit more stuff. But since this is for a gentleman that is old, you know, my brother, he's older than me, and he already thinks I'm silly, I don't know. He thinks I'm a little kid, even though I'm an adult. I don't want him to think I'm too silly. So here we go. So, it's a little simpler card. I realize it is. But still, I think it's cute. I think it's okay. And I don't know if you guys are still on or not because my messages are just not, they're not going. But here it is. I hope you can see. Oh, hi, Carrie. I didn't realize you were on. Gosh, it seems like forever since I've like spoken to you, chit-chatted with you. I'm trying to see who all's on because I feel like I haven't said hi to people. I know there's Sharon and Gail and Dawn and Stephanie. Kim. Hi, Kim. How are you? Just trying to go back and say hi to people. And I do appreciate everybody watching. But I do think this is an adorable image. I love Polkadoodles. Dawn is on the, Dawn G Designs is on the Polkadoodles team. So, you know, she does do these often. And she puts together fabulous cards. And then Sharon and Kevin do wonderful lives. They're so funny. And Sharon loves to color and make cards. And then Gail is our, like, awesome wonder. She is just, like, amazing. She can do everything. She's got such a wonderful skill set. So I hope that you join in with the other lives. I'm going to be doing another live on Wednesday. And it's going to be a My Besties image. I'm going to do kind of a fall-themed one on Wednesday. A My Besties. So I'm going to call and have my internet checked out before then, though. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I love Polkadoodles. You can't go wrong with a Polkadoodles image. I'm not on their team or anything. I just love Polkadoodles. And I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.